have some issues with it. I think everyone in DSA has some issues with DSA. But I think, this was something we ran parallel to DSA's campaign, where it's like we worked very closely with them. But our volunteers, I actually had a volunteer come up to me the other day and say, hey, how can I get deeper involved with Hot Girls for Zora? I love Zora, I love this campaign, I don't like DSA. And, I had to be like, well, I have a DSA. But, I understand as a woman, like, why you might have had a negative experience there. And I think a lot of it is, creating these spaces. And once you do create these spaces, it's like, a lot of times those men who are a little bit broy come around because they see that there's a lot of women in these spaces and they're doing great work. And so you kind of have to create the opportunity for yourself to prove yourself, which you shouldn't have to, but you do. And so, I think my advice for anybody doing that is like find your community within any of the organizations that you're in and build that power yourself.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so a quick question. Okay. Hi, my name is Christopher. I want to know, do you think that there should be like a woman-to-woman only app-based culture in this city? Maybe because like the recent sexual harassments and sexual assaults and the fact that these apps don't vet men correctly. I see that there's a lot of men that go through a lot of vetting, and the vetting don't go that well to the point that women get kidnapped and sexually assaulted. So I want to know from the state assembly members and the people, should it be a bill in the state assembly to where that the apps must have an option to, if a woman won't be ride by a woman only, they should have that option. And when it comes to getting food delivered, should it be a woman that, like I say, if you're a female and you deliver food, that a female should be able to only deliver food to them? Because I know that females sometimes they don't feel safe amongst men, and there's spaces where only men are able to, they shouldn't be around. And should it be it should be like a bill to mandate it? Because I know that Uber, I think Lyft now has it where they have a woman-to-woman only option in certain states. And it should be in New York because this is the biggest market in the country. So should it be mandated? That's my question.
Is it directed to anybody?
Anybody.
I think it goes directly to me.
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder why women sometimes feel uncomfortable around men. I think it's an interesting idea. I think I would certainly want to talk to folks like Likia, who directly organizes with app workers. I think in any legislation that we talk about that's about kind of the app-based companies, we should be talking to the workers whose lives are being directly impacted by that. And I think there's a really good opportunity here to join consumers with the workers in this respect, because I think a lot of consumers are interested in transparency from apps as well. So I think there's an opportunity, and we've been talking about some legislation around different protections